Welcome to another episode of the Yoga Chronicles, and today we'll be practicing something very special with each other. I call this class From the 8 Limbs Through the Chakras into Samadhi. So before we begin, I'd like to welcome Olivia, our student. Thank you for blessing us with your presence.
Thank you. I enjoyed the mood.
Oh, wonderful. It's really a blessing that he could make it. And yeah, we'll just dive right into it. So I want to start the class by explaining these 3 terms that I used. The 8 limbs. So the 8 limbs is a beautiful system of 8 parts created by Sage Patanjali to help us understand how to build our yoga practice, how to create the path from our human experience to our divine connection by using our mind, body, and soul. So we'll be experiencing each of these 8 steps in our whole class today. We'll break it down, use the techniques that are relevant to experience them wholly. And then I said, from the 8 limbs through the chakras. So just think of this, the 8 limbs is a system of 8 parts that brings us from ourself to our divine connection, so to our higher self, to a state of enlightenment. And very similarly, the chakra system is like a light or energetic system that also through these 7 parts from our roots to the crown help us to come into our higher self, to have that divine connection. So if you can notice that these 2 systems are similar because they have a very, very same goal or the exact same destination. And because of that, I've tried to combine and integrate these 2 beautiful concepts together for us to experience. And Samadhi, as we know, is the state of union. It is a state of the connection between mind, body, and soul. And it is a source of where we come from and where we're going to go back. It is also a place which attributes like happiness and knowingness and fullness, peace and joy. So we move on from an intellectual point of view to a point of full peace, of full knowing and understanding. So on that note, let us just start the class. We're going to begin by seeing that we have all our necessary props like our cushion and our block, all the things that might be necessary for us. And see if you need to sit on a cushion or block right now. If you do, then go ahead and make yourself comfortable according to how your body needs it. And we'll begin. So our palms are facing up here on our knees or in between our legs, whatever feels more comfortable for you. And you're opening them up towards the sky and heavens. Really ready to receive all inspiration and connection. Close your eyes here and take a deep breath in through the nose, into the belly and chest. And as you exhale, release all tension. Release your day or your week behind you and allow yourself to come into the present moment. We'll be starting our class by trying to understand and experience the first 2 limbs. So that means we're beginning with yamas. Yamas are spiritual conduct. So it is a conduct of how we behave with the outside world. The yama that I've chosen for us today is ahimsa. Ahimsa is the act of non-violence to all beings in the form of thoughts, words, and actions. So with the next breath in, breathe in ahimsa. Feel love and compassion. And as you exhale, try to share that love with yourself in your yoga practice, with your family, with those that are important to you, and when possible, with all other beings in this world. So the Yama deals with a very outside aspect of our being. It deals with how we behave with our outer world, which is a reflection of our inner world. And from the Yama we move on to the Niyama. Niyama are the ways in which we conduct, in which we behave with ourselves. And the Niyama I've chosen today is Ishvara Pranidhana, the art of letting go and trusting in the higher power. So when you breathe in trust. And as you exhale, allow yourself to be connected with the divine within. And now take a moment to feel this Yama and Niyama, Ahimsa and Ishvara Pranidhana, compassion and trust. And allow yourself to build a sankalpa, an intention for your class today. Try to reflect your intention with these two concepts. Try to translate them as an intention to be able to manifest in your reality. And when you're feeling ready, bring your attention fully to your sankalpa, to your intention, and repeat it 3 times with your inner voice. Allow your entire body and being to be washed with this intention, and feel the resonance from your soul. And then when you're feeling ready, bring your attention back to your breath. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, wiggle your fingers. Brilliant. And we're going to gently open up our eyes, and we're going to face our hands towards the earth now. So we went through our Yama and our Niyama, and now we'll be moving on to our Asanas. So we'll start our Asanas with a warm-up that also tries to combine the location of the chakra. So we'll be really warming up these 7 different areas. We're going to start with the base of our spine, so with our root chakra, and we'll be activating the feeling of belongingness, activating the anchor of our life. In order to do that, with our next inhale, we're going to raise the base of the spine up without trying to move the other parts of the body. They will follow along. And as you exhale, try to release the base of the spine back and bring yourself in a relaxed position. Inhaling, lifting the base of the spine. Your chest is also opening when you do this. Exhaling, releasing. One more time. Inhaling and exhaling. Brilliant. Now we'll be moving on to our sacral region. For that, we'll be building nice and big circular movements, Sufi circles. So in this region, we'll be trying to activate our ability to flow with life without trying to control every step of the way. As we inhale, we'll move our body to the right side, opening up our hearts at the center. And as we exhale, We're going to round our backs, chin to chest, flowing like water. Inhaling, opening to the front, exhaling, rounding to the back. This is our last time. Inhaling, opening to the front. And as we exhale, go to the back and stay at the center. Your arms are stretched out, your chin is to your chest, and your back is rounded. And with your next exhale, pull your hands. Allow your body to come back to the front. Your spine nice and straight. Wonderful. Now we'll be moving on to our solar plexus area. For that, we just want to bring our hands on top of our shoulders, 4 fingers in front, our thumbs at the back, our upper arms parallel to our mats. And as we inhale, we're just going to swing our bodies to the left side. Exhale with the mouth powerfully to the right side. In. Exhale. Feeling the power of the solar plexus. Igniting the fire within. One last time. Wonderful. Now we're going to make gentle movements. Really following these patterns, coming from left to right till we find our center again. We're going to gently bring our elbows close to our bodies. Perfect. Then we're going to stretch out our arms left and right. Brilliant. The next warm-up is for our heart. So as we inhale, we're going to bring our right arm diagonal all the way down and our left diagonal all the way up. So we'll try to create a nice long line from the wrist to the shoulders to the other shoulder to your other wrist. So a nice and strong straight line. We're going to just try to keep our belly engaged here so our chest is not exploding outwards. And we're just going to allow ourselves to breathe in that position one more time. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, bring your hands to the center and we're going to switch. So we're going to bring our right arm diagonal to the top and our left diagonal to the bottom. Our fingers are not touching the ground. And we're going to keep breathing here, allowing our heart center to get activated, to get cleansed. One more time, deep breath in here. Brilliant. And as you exhale, come back to the center. And then release your hands back onto your knees, palms facing upwards. Brilliant. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Now we're moving to our truth center, our center of expression. As we inhale, we'll bring our neck to the right side. Circulate in front, keeping our spine straight to the left side. Exhale, opening up our throats. Inhaling to the front. Exhaling, opening up. One more time, inhaling. And exhaling, staying at the back now. Keeping our throat stretched, our neck compressed. Brilliant. And with your next inhale, just lift up your crown towards the sky. Now we're going to move on to our third eye warm-up. For that, we want to stretch out our arms again till halfway left and right. And we're going to say that everything's okay. So we're going to stick our thumbs out to the top.
Double thumb up.
Yes. So this thumbs up also has to do with our intuition. We're going to be activating our third eye by using our eyes. And when our intuition is activated, then trust is there. Then we know everything is going to be okay. All right, so we're going to keep our body exactly as it is. And without moving our chin or head, we're going to try to bring our eyes either to the left or the right side. So take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, allow your eyes to come all the way to the right side. Try to look at your right thumb without moving your chin or your head or any other part of your body. Try to keep looking at your right thumb. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, come back to the center. And as you exhale, now try to look at your left thumb without moving any part of your face, your head, or your body. 3, 2, 1. Come back to the center. Brilliant. Now we're going to release our hands and bring them in Anjali Mudra at our heart center. And we're going to activate our last chakra now with a mantra, with Om. It's also, Om is the sound of our crown chakra, and thereby also helping us warm up our voices, helping us to activate our thymus gland, so our vagus nerve as well. Let's go for it. Let's take a deep breath in. Deep breath in and deep breath out. And then we're going to bow down to each other. Namaste.
Namaste.
Brilliant. And then we're going to lift our namaste all the way up to the sky, and we're going to shine our light to our world, to our bodies, to our minds, feelings and thoughts. Brilliant. Now we're done with our warm-ups, and we're going to go into our stronger warm-ups for our sun salutations. So let us find our position. All right. So take a moment to see if you need to do something like removing your socks or just taking a sip of water. See what your body wants right now. Prepare your mat in the right position and see that your blocks, if necessary, are there for you. And we're going to begin our sun salutations at the top of our mat as usual. We're going to bring our feet together by kissing our ankles, thighs, and knees as much as we can. Tadasana, the mountain pose. From here we want to lift up all our toes off of the ground, and from the outside to the inside we want to bring our toes back to the ground. We're going to activate Pada Bandha here. That means really pressuring on our toes, on our heels, and thereby activating the whole leg. You can feel your glutes, your quads, all of it activated, strong. Your kneecaps are slightly stretched up, but we don't go into hyper stretching the legs. Our core is activated. We're going to inhale and lift up our shoulders to the ears, and as we exhale, we're going to open up our chest. We're going to place the shoulders back and down in the right position. We're going to see that our chest is not too much going outwards. Neck is long, and we're ready to begin. Bringing our hands in Pranayama at the heart center, we'll use this as a starting point. Inhaling, opening up your body by interlocking your fingers and bringing the shoulders back, opening the chest, looking up. Exhaling, we're going to come all the way down into a forward fold. If necessary, we'll bend our knees here. Inhale, stepping back with the right leg. Bringing our knees on the ground. Our front leg has a 90-degree angle. See that your knees are on top of your ankles. Exhale, bring your left leg back in high plank. Perfect. Now, we're going to bring our knees, chest, and chin on the ground in Ashtanga Namaskara. Inhale, bringing our body down, rolling our shoulders up and back, using the strength of the spine to come up in Cobra. And as we exhale, we'll tuck our toes, push back into downward facing dog. Then we'll inhale, step front with our right leg, left knee on the ground. Exhale, step front with your left leg. Neck relaxed. Inhale, lifting up, opening up the shoulders, opening up the chest. And as we exhale, we'll come back into Pranayama. Now we'll go for the other side, more with tempo, speed, flowing like water. Inhaling, opening towards the sky. Exhaling, bowing to Mother Earth. Inhaling left, exhaling right. Ashtanga Namaskara, knees, chest and chin. Coming up into Cobra. Pushing back in downward facing dog. Left, right. Coming all the way up, opening up to the sky. And exhale, Pranayama. Hands at the heart center. Brilliant. For our second round, we'll be doing the Sun Salutation A from Ashtanga. So place your arms by your sides in Samastitihi. Palms facing outwards, belly engaged. Our legs are strong like in Tadasana. This time when we inhale, we'll bring the arms from left and right all the way up towards the sky, placing the palms together. And as we exhale, we'll use the same plane to get down into forward folds. Brilliant. As we inhale, we'll come into our half forward fold. We'll try to really keep our chest open, our back straight. Brilliant. And exhale, come deep into your forward fold, bend your knees, step back or jump back into your high plank. Now we have the opportunity to do what we did before, knees, chest or chin, or we use Chaturanga, bending the elbows close to the body, bringing the chest between the shoulders, and our body is elevated. Now inhale, push the hands, roll up the body in upward facing dog, or you can just simply use Cobra. Exhale, tuck your toes, and come back into downward facing dog. Brilliant. We'll take a breath here. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Seeing how the chakras are helping us to stimulate our endocrine system and also our chakra system. Now looking forward, we're going to bend our knees, step or jump back. Here we're going to start by inhaling in a half forward fold. And as we exhale, we go into a deep forward fold. Inhaling, using your arms to lift your body up from the sides, palms pressed together. You're looking up in between your hands. And as you exhale, release your arms to the sides, coming back in Samastiti. Wonderful. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. One more time, deep breath in. And deep breath out. For our last round, we'll be doing Sun Salutation Bee from Ashtanga. We'll be starting with Tadasana legs, with Samastitihi. And we'll be beginning very similarly to A. So, as we inhale, we lift up the arms from the sides, hands pressed together, looking up top between the hands. Exhaling, coming down in the same plane into our forward folds. Brilliant. Neck relaxed. Inhale, lifting up into half forward fold. Now we're looking up. Our chest is open. Our back is straight. Exhaling. Brilliant. Release yourself into the deeper forward fold. Bend your knees. We're going to jump or step back into our high plank. Perfect. Then we're going to bring either knees, chest or chin or Chaturanga down all the way. Inhaling up into Cobra or upward facing dog. Exhaling, coming into downward facing dog. Brilliant. From downward facing dog, as we inhale, we're going to lift our right leg up. And then we're going to bring it all the way between the hands. And we'll turn our back leg outwards, so placing the foot sole on the ground as we would in warrior position. If your foot sole is not facing the ground, then reduce the distance between your legs. Ali? Brilliant. Alright, inhale, lifting up your upper body, leaving your legs in this position. Your top leg or your front leg should have a 90-degree angle here. And your body is opening up. Wonderful. Exhale. We're going to come back down with our hands on the ground. We're going to turn our back leg front and we'll come back into downward facing dog. Brilliant. From there, let's come into our high plank position. Knees, chest or chin or Chaturanga down. Inhaling into upward facing dog or cobra. Exhaling back into our downward facing dog. Now for the other side. Lift your left leg all the way up and in between your hands. Turn your back leg outwards, reduce the distance if necessary. See that your thighs are ready to have a 90-degree angle. Inhale, lift up your body, opening up in Warrior One. Exhale, coming back down, turning your back leg to the front. Coming back into Downward Facing Dog. Brilliant. One last time. Come back in front into your high plank, shoulders on top of your wrists. Ashtanga Namaskara or Chaturanga. Inhale, coming into Upward Facing Dog or Cobra. Exhaling, coming back into Downward Facing Dog. We're going to take a breath here. This is almost the end of our sun salutations. Feeling how your body is warming up. Take a deep breath in, breathing in the essence of fire, essence of life. And as you exhale, looking forward, bending your knees to jump or step forward. Inhaling, we're going to be in our half forward fold, chest open, back straight. Exhale, we're going to come down into our deep forward fold. Inhale, we're going to rise up, arms to the sides, palms together, look up. And as you exhale, Samastitihi, arms on your side, your body relaxed. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Brilliant. All right, we're going to relax ourselves out of this position. We're just going to come back to the center. We're going to give our hands a nice shake. And then we're going to kick our legs to the outside a few times. A couple of times on each side. Wonderful. And the sun salutations have now prepared us for this deeper, more intimate chakra journey we'll be taking. We'll be doing 7 positions in standing and 7 positions in lying down. And each time, in each part, we'll be progressing from the root chakra to the crown chakra. Really spending a moment in every asana to really embody the attributes, the elements of the respective chakras. So as we all know, we'll be starting with our root chakra. And for this, I've chosen, again, Tadasana. As we know, Tadasana was a very, very important pose of our sun salutations. However, we'll be exploring it in greater depth right now. So in order to begin, let us bring both our legs pressed together. Brilliant. From here, first we'll be understanding the full contact of the foot sole. So as we inhale, we'll lift our bodies up and come up on our toes, feeling the pressure of the toes on the ground, relying on Mother Earth for stability, allowing roots to grow. And as you exhale, allow your entire foot sole to really connect with the ground. Wonderful. One more time. Inhaling, coming up. And exhaling, coming down and also putting pressure on the heels. These are the 2 important parts in Pada Bandha, your toes and your heels. So your Pada Bandha is activated. We're going to activate the legs now, quads and glutes. Kneecaps are also slightly activated. Again, we're going to pull up our shoulders to the ears, roll them back and place them in position. And when we do this, we don't want to open up the chest too much, just in line. Core engaged, neck long. And we want to stay here for 3 breaths today, really connecting with the root chakra, with our feeling of belongingness to our country, to our family, to our ancestors, to our purpose. Allowing roots to grow from your foot soles, reaching to the deep core of this earth, where the lava is red and hot, and you're feeling that right now. Imagine the color red in your mind. As you are activating your entire body in this pose, try to feel that you're being lifted up from the crown, and at the same time you feel that your shoulders are trying to actually grow roots into the earth. Brilliant. One more breath here. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Perfect. And then we're going to relax our Tadasana. We're going to create a hip-wide distance between our feet. We're going to take a deep breath in, taking in new energy, and deep breath out. Brilliant. So now we're ready to move on to our second chakra. So that's a very sensual chakra, and it also deals with our individuality, creating our preferences, knowing what we like, knowing our boundaries, being able to use that individuality to move in the synchronicity of life, to be able to create our place in this world. So Svadhisthana, Svadhi actually means our place. So this is a very, very special part. In order to do this next pose, or to feel this chakra, we're going to spread our legs to about 4 to 5 feet. We're going to get prepared for goddess pose, really opening up the hips. We want to turn our heels slightly inwards, and as we then get ready, we're going to bend our knees and open up our hips. We're going to keep our belly engaged and try to push our hip forward so that we're not arching with our back. We don't want to create some sort of arch here and push out the buttocks. So we want to engage the core and pull our hips forward. Brilliant. And then we're going to lift up our arms till halfway. Our palms are facing up. We can bring our hands in Chin Mudra, bringing our thumb and our pointers together. The element of fire and air right now. Wonderful. We're going to take a deep breath in here. And as you exhale, bring your thumbs to your little finger, to the element of water. Water is the element of our Svadhisthana. And now with every exhale, we'll try to go a little bit deeper. Deep breath in. Exhale, opening up those hips, letting go of all that no longer serves us. One more time, deep breath in. Exhale, releasing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Brilliant. First of all, we're going to release our hands on top of our thighs, and then we're going to make a little bounce, and then stretch out our legs. And then we'll do a little dance towards our insides. So we bring our toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels back into a hip-wide distance. Take a breath here. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Now we are ready to move on to our third chakra, so our solar plexus. And for that, we'll be feeling the power in the core. So translating to our willpower, our ability to be able to manifest, our ability to be able to act. So in order to get prepared for our solar plexus pose, we'll come to the front, we'll do a little bit of a vinyasa down. So coming to the top of your mat, feet in Tadasana position, taking a deep breath in and raising the arms from the side all the way up to the sky. And as you exhale, bring your arms all the way down in forward fold, bending your knees. Brilliant. And then, one after the other, we're going to bring our knees onto the ground here. We're going to start walking back with our hands and sit on our heels for a moment. Our toes can be relaxed, or we can have our toes tucked to create a little bit of a cushioning. Take a deep breath in here. And as you exhale, release your legs to the side and allow them to stretch out all the way in front. You can place your buttocks in the center so that you have enough space in the front and in the back. Our next pose will be Nav Asana, where we can really engage and strengthen the core. We want to bring our hands all the way to the back and really allow our arms to be stretched out. And then we're going to place our foot soles, our ankles underneath our knees. Perhaps they're even a little bit more forward. So with the next inhale, lift up your lower legs. Your knees are facing the sky. Your toes are activated towards the front. So your toes are long. Brilliant. We can stay here today. But if we feel that we can go further, we're going to bring our arms one by one to the front. Brilliant. We can also stay here. And if we're feeling confident, we can stretch out our legs all the way through, keeping our toes pointed towards the front, feeling our core here. We're going to spend the next 10 seconds breathing in the willpower, the ability to manifest. Deep breath in. Feeling your solar plexus. Deep breath out. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to let our foot soles fall onto the ground. We're going to round up our body and hug our body. And we're going to feel our next chakra, our heart chakra, Anahata. As you hug yourself into this position, feel your heart space. Feel the element of air. Take a deep breath in and out, feeling energy and prana lovingly flowing between you and the universe. Brilliant. And then when you're ready, lift up your body, starting with your head. Release your legs to the back and come back into a tabletop position. So your hands or wrists are underneath your shoulders, your knees are underneath your hips. Brilliant. We're going to go for our Anahata Pose, our heart opening pose. For that, we want to step front with our right foot in between our hands. Or let's say our right ankle underneath our right shoulder. We have a 90-degree here with our thighs. And then we're going to push with our hands and lift up our upper body. Brilliant. As we inhale, we'll bring our hands to our heart center, interlocking all fingers other than the pointers. As we exhale, we're going to open up our arms from the front to the top. And while keeping our core engaged, we'll try to open the shoulders, open the chest. Exactly. We're going to work by bringing our arms into position, then looking up in between the hands. This helps us to activate the opening of the chest and then allowing you to just really stretch out the psoas muscles. Open your chest, open your thoracic spine. Brilliant. 3, 2, and 1. Inhaling, bring your heart, hands back at the heart center. Your spine nice and straight. Exhaling, hands down on the ground. Coming back into tabletop. And then when you're ready, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, bring your left leg now in front, ankle under left shoulder. Push the hands to lift up your upper body, hands at heart center. Interlock all your fingers other than your pointers. Inhaling, opening up your body by moving the arms up and back, opening the shoulders and chest, and looking up in between your hands and allowing that to melt backwards. 5, 4, 3, core engaged, 2, and 1. Brilliant. Inhaling, bring your hands to the heart center, lifting up your body. Exhaling, releasing the hands down. And then coming back into tabletop. Beautiful. With a neutral spine, take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. All right. Now, we're just going to allow ourselves to walk back again with our hands. We'll sit a moment again on our heels. And once we have a straight and neutral spine, we'll release our legs again to the front. Now getting ready for our next pose, for our truth center, our heart, our center of expression, center of not only our truth, but the universal truth. And for that, we'll allow ourselves to lie down in a Shavasana position and see that we have our block or our cushion next to us if we need to create a modification. So for our throat or our Vishuddha Chakra pose, in combination with our Ajna or our third eye pose, I have taken shoulder stand as like the meeting point between these two chakras. So for our shoulder stand, we want to first decide if we want to go for a modified version or if we want to go into the full version. We're gonna be practicing the modified version first with each other, and for that, allow your legs to bend with your ankles underneath your knees. Brilliant. Allow your hips to raise up as you would in a shoulder stand, and place a block or cushion in between your lower back and your buttocks. So the transition, it should face the other way. No. Can I do it? It should face like that. All right. So you have to lie it flat onto the ground. Brilliant. And this is an assisted shoulder stand. So having that lift off of the ground, all we want to do is lift up the legs now. Stretch them out all the way on top. If you have the ability to rest your legs on a wall, then that would be absolutely fine. Try to make it as comfortable as you can. So this is the one option that we have. You can also create higher lift by using more blocks or cushions. And now we'll be showing our second variation. This is the full pose. For that, allow yourself to come back into a full lying down position. Thank you. All right. So we're going to stretch out our legs. We're going to see that we have enough space. Our hands are placed next to our bodies on the sides, palms facing downwards. And then as we inhale, we're going to bring our knees to our chest. Brilliant. And we're going to create a little bit of swing here. So knees to our chest, and then allow a momentum to bring you a bit forward. Brilliant. Coming back forward with your body. So we're going to try to create a little bit of a swing. I'll try to show that to you. We'll bring our knees to our chest with a little bit of momentum. We'll come back front with our bodies. So we just want to work the spine and the momentum a little bit. Brilliant. So coming forward and backward. And with the next one, we'll try to come into our shoulder stand. So use that momentum to lift up the hips. We're going to keep our knees bent to our forehead and our heels to our buttocks. Brilliant. And then we're going to hold the back of our spine, so left and right, in the middle back. So try to see if it's possible for you to not go for the lower back, but to really come with your hands more towards the center. If this is not possible, don't worry. And at the same time, try to also see that your elbows are pressed into each other as much as possible, that they're not so expanding outwards, they're more like in Chaturanga. And then when you're feeling ready, stretch out your legs all the way up. And the shoulder stand is such a brilliant pose that helps us to really combine the activation of both our throat chakra, our Vishuddha, and our third eye chakra, our Ajna. So try to engage your belly here. Try to keep your body in alignment. Keep breathing. We're going to spend about a minute here today in either variation or half and half. We say that there is a moon at the place of our third eye and a sun at the solar plexus. And when we come into the shoulder stand, we're stopping the moon drops that are usually burning into the fire of the solar plexus. We're stopping the process and we're allowing the moon drops or the life drops to rest. And this is a very healing process, a very rejuvenating process that helps us to kind of stop time and allow us to experience the now, both physically and mentally. And at the same time, you can see the pressure on the thyroid, allowing us to activate this gland, giving us the right hormones for our immunity, for our metabolism. And when we have a working thyroid, it is also a great expression of the power of this area of speech, of communication. Alright, when you're feeling ready, bring your knees to your forehead, your heels towards your buttocks. Allow your hands to release. If you're in this position, if you're in the modified version, then just come back with your buttocks onto your ground after you've removed the block or cushion. And now gently, vertebrae for vertebrae, allow your back to kiss the ground. As you do this, you can stretch your leg at the back a little bit. And then coming back into Shavasana by bringing your legs back onto the ground. Brilliant. Once you come back into Shavasana, take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. So, after our throat chakra, now we'll be specifically moving on to our third eye. We've already had some activation, but we'll feel it even more with this next pose. So when you're feeling ready, turn yourself to one side. Brilliant. And allow yourself to just come back up into your tabletop position. And from your tabletop position, relax your toes. Make a little bit of space in between your knees and allow your body to melt down into child's pose. And we really want to contact our forehead towards our mats, or on our mats. We want to kiss our forehead on our mat. We want to stretch out the arms to the front and allow ourselves to just relax here, feeling the center of intuition and deep inner wisdom. The ability to trust, the ability to see things that are not necessarily visual for our normal eyes. The ability to be able to move from intellectual knowing to the feeling of ananda, of pure peace and joy. We're going to take one deep breath here before we move onto our final chakra, our crown chakra, where we'll be practicing the headstand Shavasana with each other. This is an intermediate to advanced class, however, we'll still be providing modifications. If you do have some sort of neck injury, then it is best not to practice this pose as we place a lot of pressure in this area. So, we're going to come back now onto our tabletop. And from our tabletop, we want to bring our elbows on the ground right underneath our shoulders. So, coming into like the dolphin arms. Then we're going to interlock all our fingers and try to create a nest here for the center of our head. If we ever need to measure this, we can place the edge of the wrist on top of our nose and then see where the middle finger is touching the crown or the center of the head. That is what needs to be at your nest, and your forehead is placed on the ground. So allow this point to be coming onto your nest. Your forehead is placed on the ground. So the center and the back of your head is protected by your hands. Your elbows are underneath your shoulders. And the first thing we want to do, the first step, is to just stretch out the legs and come into downward facing dog while having the head engaged as we would in our headstand. And the second step is to walk forward to bring our hips in line with our shoulders. And this is our modification 1. Today we can simply practice this. We don't need to come further. Our second modification is to only bring one leg at a time towards our chest. So, one leg bent to the chest, knee to the chest, and then stretching that back in downward facing dog, and then bending the other knee to the chest, your heel to the buttock. Perfect. This can be your second modification. You can also just do this, and if you're feeling that you're already ready, what we want to do is come as deep as we can towards our body and allow one after the other, the knees to come to the chest, the heels to the buttocks, and then we're going to engage the core, lift up our knees, and then stretch out our legs together or one after the other. It's very important here that our legs are activated, our toes can be pointed upwards. Think of Tadasana legs, same activation in the quads and buttocks. Allow your navel to be engaged. Allow yourself to concentrate on your breath. Keep breathing. Feeling your crown getting activated against your mat. The seat of the divine. Keep breathing here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Brilliant. We're going to bring our knees back down. We're going to gently make our ways here, bending our legs, using our core muscles to bring our knees down, our heels towards our buttocks, and one after the other. The toes are on the ground and we're preparing to come back into child's pose. This time with our arms to our sides, really creating a nice, small, little shape, like a little child. Coming back into the safety and trust for our experience. Brilliant. And then when you're feeling ready, bring your arms back in front to be preparing for your tabletop. We're going to rise back up in tabletop. We're going to take a few counter poses before we move on to our lying down series, where we'll be exploring the journey of the chakras one more time from a more relaxed point of view, from a moon perspective. So have hip wide distance between your knees, and as you inhale, let your belly drop down, open up your chest, looking all the way up towards the sky. And as you exhale, round your back, bring your chin to your chest, brilliant, into your cat position. Inhaling into cow. And exhaling into cat, rounding up, chin to chest. One last time, inhaling, open your chest. Feel the energy moving through the spine, making way for your Kundalini energy to rise. Exhale, round your back, feel your heart center. Wonderful. Alright, and then come back with a neutral spine. And we're just going to release ourselves out of this position. You can do that in your own manner. And just come into Shavasana. Shavasana will be the first pose of our lying down series, because it is the pose that also helps us to experience the root chakra again. Every part of our body has now contact to the ground. Allow your entire body to melt onto your mat. Shavasana is known as the corpse pose. However, it is a pose when we surrender to it, brings us immense life. So just melt into your Shavasana, taking deep breaths in and out, experiencing our first pose of the lying down series. breathing in the feeling of belongingness. And breathing out trust and security. Breathing in. And as you breathe out, allow that trust and security to help you grow roots that reach deep into the core of the earth. Wonderful. And from our Shavasana, from our root chakra, we'll be moving on to our next pose, Setubanda Savangasana, to experience our sensual, our sexual chakra. For that, bend both your legs. Allow your ankles and your knees to kiss. And then open up your knees to the sides. Allow your foot soles to press against each other. And we're going to take 3 deep breaths here. Breathing in and feeling our place in this world. And as we exhale, finding the security in our own individuality. So we're going to take 1 or 2 more deep breaths here before we move onto our solar plexus. So with your next inhale, you're going to bring your knees back together in position with each other, kissed together. And as you exhale, allow your lower legs to stretch up to the sky. Brilliant. Point your toes towards the sky. And then come back down with your legs. And we're going to stay here a little bit off of the ground. Not so deep towards the ground. Raise them a little bit higher, exactly. So they're going diagonally through towards the sky. And at the same time, we're going to lift our chin towards our chest. And we're going to raise up our arms till halfway and allow them to be parallel to each other. Brilliant. So we're in a sort of supine boat pose. Try to keep your toes pointed towards the front, keeping your legs activated. Breathing in here. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, release your head, release your arms, and release your legs back onto the ground. Brilliant. When you reach the ground, we'll be preparing for our next solar plexus pose. So, we're going to lift up our legs at the same height, diagonal up, and we're going to bring not so high up, and we're going to bring our right leg on top of our left leg. And if possible, like in eagle pose, you're going to bend the legs a little bit so you can bring them towards the back against the calf and if possible through, so your toes are really peeking out from the other outside. All right. And then we're going to lift our upper bodies and we're going to bring our arms in the eagle pose, but from the opposite direction. So left on top of the right. We're going to come as close as possible here in this position. Knees towards our elbows. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, release yourself out of this position. Coming back down only for 1 moment, switching your legs. Now, your left over your right on your legs, and your right over your left on your arms. Inhaling, bringing together your knees and your elbows. Exhaling, releasing your legs, your arms, and coming back into a Shavasana position. So the solar plexus is a place of so much energy. It is not so easy to relax this position even from a moon perspective. We can just do it from a lying down position. However, we're gonna feel the fire for sure. Alright, now we're gonna move onto our Anahata, our heart space. For that, bring your legs close together or at hip-wide distance. Bring your hands one after the other under your buttocks and see that they're facing downwards and that your thumbs are pressed together. We're getting ready for fish Matsyasana. So with our next inhale, we're gonna come up on our elbows. We're gonna take a moment here for those of you who need a block. We're really gonna come up higher as to be able to place something here underneath our back, and then we can go down. And if not, yes, exactly. So I can see that Ali likes that. The chest is opening, the head is falling towards the ground. You can even have a cushion here and try to open up your chest as much as you can. And we're gonna stay here for a few breaths. Deep breath in, deep breath out. I think with the next breath we'll show you guys without a block underneath. So lift up your body. This is for those who don't need to use a block. Try to push the shoulder blades together, opening up the chest, and then allowing the head to fall back as close as possible to the ground. You don't have to touch it to the ground, but if possible, brilliant. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift up your head. Relax your chest, allow your chest to fall back down. And then one after the other, release your hands out of this position and back on your sides. Take a deep breath in. And deep breath out. One more time, deep breath in. And deep breath out. And this time as you're exhaling, bend your legs again. In preparation for Setubanda Savangasana, our shoulder bridge. Our ankles are underneath our knees. Not that they are, you know that your knees are further than your ankles. We don't want that. We want alignment and hip-wide distance between the knees. Place your palms facing the ground. And then as you inhale, start to lift up your spine, vertebrae for vertebrae, inclusive of your hips and your buttocks. Don't bring your chin towards your chest, bring your chest towards your chin. Brilliant. Because if we bring our chin to our chest, we're bringing our spine out of alignment. Try to feel your heart opening. Feel the activation of the throat chakra in this position. Keep breathing. When you want to activate this stimulation further, then come up on your toes, but step back. That means bring your toes underneath your knees and open up your chest further. Allow your chest to really make its way towards the chin, creating a Jalandhara Bandha. If you need help from a cushion here, you can place it under your back. Alright, one more deep breath in, coming as deep as you can in this position. And as you exhale, vertebrae for vertebrae, releasing yourself out of this position. And for our next pose, we're going to come into our child's pose from this angle. So bring your knees to your chest immediately. Brilliant. Your forehead to your knees. Feel your third eye area. If possible, touch and contact your third eye to your knees. Keep breathing here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Brilliant. Inhale, come as deep as you can. Exhale, release yourself out of this position. Coming back into Shavasana. Alright. So, for our last pose, we're going to come back on our sides and lift our bodies up one more time. And we're going to just come into our seated position. onto our mat center. If we want to sit on a block, that's perfect. And as we saw, we took 2 journeys with our chakras, with our asanas. The first 7 poses were in standing position, and now we have our next 7 poses in our lying down position. And we had the poses up until our third eye, and now it's time for the crown. And as we come into this last pose, we're going to be transitioning our limb. So for the crown, we want to use pranayama. So we're not only moving into our final pose for the crown, but we are moving from asana to pranayama. So now we're in the 4th limb of Patanjali's 8 steps. Brilliant. So we want to just get ourselves comfortable here with our shoulders relaxed, our breath nice and deep, our eyes closed. Ourselves with a few different pranayama techniques that help us to activate the headspace and therefore also the crown. We'll be beginning with Ujjayi. So in Ujjayi, we try to compress or contract our glottis, the muscles here at our throat, and we try to create this wave sound. So this is something we cannot show you, but you can just try to imagine trying to press on this throat muscle. I have this analogy with a water hose for a garden, imagining hosing some flowers or gently watering your flowers in the garden, and then you feel that you see the water flowing out at a certain tempo. The moment you press onto the exit of the water is really coming out at a higher force. That's what we want to create here, that more prana can enter through us. We're going to take 2 deep breaths in Ujjayi, really feeling the ocean sounds, feeling how this is an ocean of prana, and you can feel how that energy is, the ebb and flow through your being. Let's go for it. Taking a deep breath in Ujjayi. Exhaling, also keeping the compression in your throat. One more time, deep breath in. And deep breath out. We're going to do that one more time. This time we want to feel how we're inviting the prana to tickle and wake up the kundalini at the base of the spine and allow it to travel to our crown. Keeping the glottis compressed and contracted. Deep breath in, feeling the waves of your prana. Filling up your belly, lungs, and chest. Exhaling, victorious in Ujjayi. Wonderful. Now we're going to open up our eyes gently for one moment so we can just raise up our right hand, move on to our next pranayama. So we've now allowed our body to come into this 3-part breathing through Ujjayi by allowing not only this movement of the 3 places, but by giving us the opportunity to take in the prana. Now we're going to bend our 3 inner fingers and use our thumb to close off the right side. We're going to move into Nadi Shodhana. We're going to clean our 72,000 nadis or energetic channels so that space is made for the kundalini. Closing off the sun side, the right side, inhaling through the left. Closing the left side, holding your breath in the middle. Opening the right side, the sun side, and exhaling. Closing the right, holding your breath in the middle, this time by activating Mahabandha. Pull your pelvic floor muscles towards your navel, pull your navel in and up, and push your throat back and down. Not only bringing your energy to the center, but also shifting the Kundalini towards the crown. Release Mahabandha, open the left side, exhale. And then when you're ready, release your right hand down. Take a deep breath in. And deep breath out. Now we're going to raise up both our hands, our last and final pranayama, to activate our crown and to also end our fourth limb, our pranayama. Now we're going to bring our thumbs at the flap or inside the ears, but not push them till we exhale and hum. So when we exhale, we have two work to do. We have to push the fingers of the thumbs, and we also have to hum like activating the vagus nerve, activating the headspace, taking away any cerebral tension. Let's go for it. Our pointers are on our eyebrows, our middle finger on top of our eyes, our ring fingers outside of the nose holes, and our little fingers outside of our mouths. One time, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, push the thumbs and hum. Only when you're feeling that you're finished, you're going to release your hands. You're going to feel the vibration that is left in the body through this pranayama. Feel your crown. Feel the opening of the lotus of 1,000 petals. Wonderful. And now we are ready to move on to the next two stages of our eight-limbed system. So we're going to be moving into Pratyahara and into Dharana. They work very well with each other, and we're going to be using Shavasana to practice them. So Pratyahara and Dharana are very internal stages of the eight-limbed path. The first four, our Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, deal with the more outer aspects of our reality. And our Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, and Samadhi are very, very internal parts of the eight path system. So Pratyahara is the withdrawal of senses. We're going to get into Shavasana and bring our attention to our inner world. And Dharana is the concentration of that energy that we bring towards the inside, of that focus. All right, so in your own time and tempo, allow yourself to lie down in Shavasana. Allow your entire body to now melt into this beautiful ending pose. Transition now into your Pratyahara, the withdrawal of your senses. However, don't be afraid. Just because we turn our senses off to the outside world doesn't mean that they're off. They're even more turned on, heightened, because they are redirected to the source. So the first area where we want to bring our attention is our breath. Feel the sensations of your breath and the movements it creates in your body as you breathe in, expanding your belly and chest. And as you exhale, feeling how your belly is sinking towards the spine, towards the earth. Keep breathing in this manner and also bring your attention to the temperature of your breath, to the sensation around your nose. Try to also feel the different sensations of your body. How does the different parts of your body feel as they contact your mat? Like the back of your legs, like your lower back and your upper back, like your arms. Feel your heartbeat. And if you can go deeper, try to see if you can feel any parts of your digestion right now, if there are any internal sounds or movements in your belly area. We can even bring the senses deeper by watching which thoughts are flowing in and out. Which emotions are present right now? And now that we have our energy and our inner world, we're going to move on to the next state of dharana. We're going to choose only one of these sensations from the inside to focus on. It can be our breath, or our heartbeat, or the sensations just on the fingertip. Try to focus and pinpoint and direct all your attention to one activity of your internal world. And for the next minute, we'll simply bring more and more of our attention, of our energy, to this focus point. Feeling ready, bring your attention back to your body. Give your fingers and toes a wiggle. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, allow your body to simply turn to the side one last time and lift your body up without too much distraction into your easy seated meditation pose, Sukhasana. If you need a block or a cushion to make yourself the most comfortable, then please prepare this now. We will be moving from dharana into dhyana, a state of meditation. For that, we want to open up our crown towards the heavens, our shoulders relaxed, our breath deep. Imagine walking through a magical rainforest, a maze of incredible details of tropical fruit trees, friendly animals and birds. After some exploration, you find a waterfall hidden in the depths of this tropical rainforest. The air itself is vibrating with ancient, mystical energy. The water is crystal clear and pure. As you go curiously under it, you notice that the water is at the most perfect temperature. Just stop and feel the warm water over you, and see how it washes away all your remaining tensions. Look down at your feet and see how all your stress is being washed away. And suddenly you see the water changes color. Your presence has activated magic in this waterfall. It turns into a beautiful bright red. And the red water connects you deeply with your body, invigorates you to the core. It washes away all your fears, secures your connection to Mother Earth. Without any resistance, submerge your entire body. Try to connect your feet and knees on the ground, and let the red water take away all your fears, fill you with belonging. After a breath, you notice that the water starts to change colors again. This time it's an energizing orange, and this color pierces out of the water. It washes over you, opening you to joy and happiness. Allow your sacral region to really touch the water right now and be surrounded by it. The orange water takes away all your shame and guilt and gives you a secure place back in yourself. It allows you to understand how yin and yang are in harmony with each other. And then the water turns into a bright yellow. This yellow is strong as sunshine. It engulfs the waterfall in its warmth and cleanses all your emotional pain. You realize that some things are out of your control, and you can deal with your emotions better when you are calm and collected. You can manifest those things that come from high above into the walking experience of this earth. Feel how the yellow sunshine strengthens you. Feel how the sunny water goes deep into your core, clears your mind and cleanses the digestive system. And then, suddenly, the water turns into a brilliant shade of green. You notice so many shades of green in the water. This green is powerful. And as the water touches your body, you start to feel how your whole system cleanses. And suddenly you understand life, compassion, and forgiveness. The green water acts like a mirror, and you can clearly see your reflection. And this reflection gives you access to seeing the connection between all beings. Pour this green water over your heart and know that we are all one. Your heart is opening. Your view on other beings has now changed forever. And then the water turns into a beautiful, cooling, magical blue. This cooling blue slowly covers up all the green, but the scent of love is still in the air. This blue is a true expression of truth. As the water contacts your skin, you notice all the feelings, thoughts, and memories you ever had arising in your mind. And these informations are then filtered in this blue water, giving you the chance to enhance your self-expression, giving you the power to speak the universal truth. Look up at the waterfall and allow the water to pour down on your neck, and physically relax all the muscles, glands, and organs that work with the energies of expression. Breathe in and out with freedom. And as you breathe, the water changes color again. It feels as if night has engulfed the waterfall. Shades of indigo and purple land directly on your third eye. You feel your healing power and intuition rise. As the water washes over you, you are reunited with your cosmic connection. The stars and the galaxies that felt so far away are now parts of your being. Feel the calming influence of the velvety, dark colors of indigo and purple. And finally, the waterfall pours out all the previous colors. The colors are dancing and falling on you like a rainbow. You bathe your entire body under this magical source of nature. And when your entire body is covered in this rainbow, the water stops falling. The water stops falling. Absolute silence. Take a deep breath in here. And when you exhale, you see a brilliant white light. The water starts to fall again, but from higher above. It feels as though the water is pouring straight out of the heavens. Feel how warm and pure this water is. Let this heavenly white show you who you are, your true self. Enjoy how you feel. Enjoy being yourself. And know that you are perfect. And when you bathe in this white light, realize that you are now cleansed, inside and outside, in body, mind, and spirit. You stand in peace and harmony with yourself and the world, both physically and spiritually. So cherish this last piece of this magical rainbow shower. Feeling how you transitioned from a state of deep meditation into complete union. Take a few refreshing breaths to feel that union and honor it. Feel that your energy has been revitalized, your spirits are fresh, your mind is clear, and you are connected to the divine. State of union, we're gonna gently bring our attention back onto our mats, and we're gonna going to try to keep as much of these feelings as possible to take with us out of the mat and into our lives. Give your toes and your fingers a wiggle. Take a deep breath in, breathing in union, breathing in Samadhi. And as you exhale, allow your breath to unite your mind, body, and soul. Brilliant. And then we're gonna very, very gently open up our eyes. And we're gonna welcome the final part of our class today. We'll be singing a mantra to end this class. We've chosen a pretty amazing mantra for us today. The river is flowing, the river is growing, the river is flowing back to the sea. So I'll be typing out the lyrics, also the description of this video when you need it. Take a look by pausing the video, read it, and then come back to it. If not, I'll also repeat it now a few times, and then we'll get straight into it. So we're going to be singing, the river is flowing, the river is growing, the river is flowing back to the sea. Mother Earth, carry me, your child I will always be. Mother Earth, carry me back to the sea. So when we sing this, try to feel your 8 limbs that we broke down today, or your chakras, as this flow of energy that a river takes to find its journey back to the source or back to the sea. And we know through our compassion and through our love that this experience is not only ours, it is the same experience of you and of every single other person in this world. We are all rivers coming back to the sea. So after we sing this, we'll complete it with Lakah Samastha, Sukhinu Bhavantu. Again, Lakah Samastha, Sukhinu Bhavantu. May all beings be happy, free, and healthy. And may all my actions and all my words contribute to the happiness and freedom of all beings. So, let us start by finding a comfortable position in which we can sing in which we can keep our upper body also straight in, something that is important, that we're not slouched in when we're trying to sing, as we want to open up the lungs and chest. And then we're going to take a deep breath in to welcome this mantra. Flowing and Keep our eyes closed here for a moment, feeling the entire session now inside our mind, body and soul, and in between the connections between these elements. Try to fit in the different techniques that bring you home deep inside you, so that you can always know that you can come back to these techniques that help you to connect. And so when you're feeling ready, we're going to bring our hands at our heart center. And we're going to bow down in front of each other. We are reflections of each other. So as we bow down to each other, we are bowing down to ourselves. Namaste.
Namaste.
Then bring your namaste with your fingers at your third eye. Brilliant. Take a deep breath in. You take a deep breath out, place your hands on top of your crown, and then allow your crown to open up like a flower, opening the 1,000 petals, feeling that divine union, even as we walk on this earth. Brilliant. And so we are ready and finished with our class today. And yeah, this is again an advanced and intermediate class, so if you're a beginner, then try to go for some of our other classes before you come into this. If not, then just enjoy the modifications. And if you've had like recent neck injury or something, then now is not the time to be practicing this, as it's also really focused on the headspace. I've already known from before that he is doing very healthy, so yeah, make sure to respect your bodies, don't push it over the limit, rest when you need to, and when you're ready for this class, then enjoy it to your fullest.